Hello everyone, welcome back to Baking with Paul. Today we're going to make cheese and red pesto muffins. We're going to set the oven to 180 degrees, gas mark 4. Bada bing, bada boom.
Welcome back to Baking, it's me Jack.
Hello, I'm Paul.
And this week Paul's making some fantastic cheese and red pesto muffins.
Yum yum.
Amazing alongside like a soup or, I don't know, what else would you have them with, Paul?
Estofado, stew.
A little bit of a stew. So here we are, back in the kitchen.
Right, we're going to start off by getting our scales.
I'm going to do my usual disclaimer of Paul has washed his hands and everything's clean, and here's the plain flour.
It is plain flour and everything else that you cannot see.
Don't you all love when Paul plays with things that aren't on camera or wanders off to go to the bin or whatever? Checks the recipe, that's always a good thing to do.
Well,
although we did have some complaints about last week. Supposedly our measurements and recipe were wrong. We'd just like to say, Georgia, that all the times and temperatures are a suggestion. Please use your best judgment and be sure to check if your oven is fan assisted. If it is, decrease the temperatures by 20 degrees. Anyway, here's some flour for the bowl.
Yeah, we're going to weigh out our dry ingredients. So the flour.
In it goes, fantastic. Just check the recipe for measurements.
Flour goes in.
For those of you, by the way, Georgia and I are obviously, we get along very well. I just like to wind her up because she complained because she burnt her own biscuits.
Yes.
She thought she'd blame us. Anyway, here's a bit of a cracking bit of baking powder.
Baking powder.
Are you adding this because it should have been self-raising but we've only got plain, or is it in the recipe?
I think it is because the recipe is self-raising, so I added 1 teaspoon.
There you go.
I mean, check the recipe.
Bit of
I can't
bicarb.
remember. I think it, yeah, bicarb.
So normally we sit here with the recipe, but this week we kind of forgot to print it off, so we're just going to chat along while we do it, so we can't remember any of the precise measurements.
I think the technical term for this is winging it.
Winging it?
Yeah.
Bit of, what's this? Allspice?
This is allspice. You are right. It's got a big A on it, I can see.
Just 3 fingers.
So it's a teaspoon of this as well.
Possibly half a teaspoon. Looks no, a full teaspoon of allspice.
Full teaspoon. And I think it's salt and pepper.
Yes. Be careful not to use too much salt because there is going to be salted butter in this, I believe. So you don't want to over salt. You can always add. You can never take it away.
I did a teaspoon of salt. No, a little bit more than a teaspoon. Yeah, reduce it ever so slightly.
As you can see, there
I
may
did get
have been
rid of
too
a bit.
much salt there.
I think I did use a teaspoon, but
And freshly cracked pepper is better, but this is all we had in the kitchen, unfortunately.
yeah, this is okay.
I don't know about you, Paul. Have you ever noticed there's something about the Ox kitchen that seems to be there's never any pepper? Like,
Never.
even when you buy pepper, it's immediately run out and it doesn't work anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So you want to just mix these about so it's well incorporated together.
combine
So
your dry ingredients.
yes.
Lovely.
there you go. Nice and simple pimples, this one.
Cool. Scale's
now-
getting zeroed, I believe. Oh no.
I think we finished with these because we're going to measure out the wet ingredients in a jug.
Right.
So here's your jug, vegetable oil, and an egg, milk, and your egg. No egg.
Just talk about things when they're actually on the screen, Paul, and then we won't get confused.
You know I like the guessing game.
No, don't guess though. It's confusing for people. So, vegetable oil in the jug. Fantastic.
I think this was 100 mils, might be 150.
Once again with the guessing. Okay, so here's the milk.
So add your milk and your oil together. Doesn't matter because they're all going in together.
It looks really funky though.
It does look funky,
Like
but
an alien's about to have a baby in there or something.
it is all going into the same pot.
So it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't matter at all.
And here's the egg.
There's the egg.
Give it a little crack. Try
There
not
you
to
go.
get any shell in. If you do get the shell in, make sure you scoop it out.
No shell.
You don't want any crunchy surprises.
No. It adds texture, but not a good texture. And now just clean your hands.
And here comes that red pesto. Yours had a little bit of extra chili in, I believe.
Yep, it was.
But whatever red pesto you guys want to use, you can do a green pesto as well.
You can.
You can do homemade, which is what I would personally
Green pesto would be nice.
Yeah. So we're going for some heaped teaspoons by
Yep.
most things to me.
Yep. Heap teaspoons.
The big thing with pesto, often there'll be a lot of oil on the top. You want to make sure that's mixed in so that you get an even amount of pesto flavours, not just the flavourful oil.
You want to get the good stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
So dig down to the bottom.
So give it a good mix around and then get your scoops out.
There we go.
I had already really helpfully shook Paul's jar around without him asking me. So
You did also tell me dig at the bottom, don't get the stuff off the top.
I did, yeah.
You did.
Absolutely. I'm good like that.
I think I whisk it together.
Here we go.
Or do it not? Yeah, I do.
Give it a little mix around. Sure thing, why not? It's going a bit orangey.
Like I said, it does go a little bit funky, but it's all going in the same bowl.
By the time it's combined with that flour and those spices and stuff, it's going to be absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely.
Here we go.
So add it all in.
Use your spatula to get all the bits off the sides.
It comes together pretty quick, this. If I remember correctly.
It's looking good.
It is. There we go.
Drip drop.
So stir it. Keep stirring.
Using a spatula here is very important because it's going to get quite sticky
Yeah.
at points, and you don't want any stuck to the sides not mixing in
It
properly.
helps it come off the sides.
Yeah. You don't want
That's
those little lumps sticking up there.
I think this comes together really well though. You'll see it doesn't actually stick that much, which is surprising because usually it wants to, but it was actually came together really well.
I suppose that's your oil as well, isn't it?
Yeah, the oil makes it stop sticking. So I think we're just nearly ready to add the cheese in a minute.
The main reason Paul's mixing so furiously there is it doesn't want any lumps of flour or anything not combined. If you were really worried, you could use a whisk, but we're not aiming to get too much air into this, so we didn't bother.
No, don't need too much air into it.
Here we are with the grated cheddar. You can grate your own if you want, but we use pre-grated for easiness.
I think if you had a block of cheese, it'd probably have a better flavour.
Yeah, sometimes these ones have got stuff like potato starch on to stop them sticking together.
Yeah, and I find it's not as tasty, it's not as cheesy.
Yeah.
I mean, it was good. It was
So
very
there we
good.
go. Good bit of cheese.
Yep.
And if you're making them like I do, then a bit more cheese. More cheese.
Definitely more cheese.
We like more cheese. Get those scales out of the way and just mix in your cheese so it's fairly evenly mixed about.
Yep.
You don't want any muffins without cheese in, you don't want any with too much.
No, definitely not. Oh no, Dave, I didn't get any cheese in my muffin.
I'd love to know who Dave is.
Now you remember Dave?
Alright, okay.
Ah, Dave.
Dave with the cheeseless muffin.
Your name's not Dave.
It's Alan. Alan!
That one.
Yeah.
Right, that's about ready.
Obscure joke there for everyone. Here we are. Looking
So
good.
it's all
Good
good.
mix.
Now you want to get yourself a spoon.
It's always good to give
And
the
your
spatula a little
muffin
shake.
tray. I like to get every last bit off. You know that.
But you never do actually get every last bit off. You just faff around.
I get most of it off. See, I decided. See what I did there? I realised I needed that spoon still.
And here we go.
There's your muffin tray.
So we're just using a dessert spoon here. Or a tablespoon.
And your
will do the
cupcake
job.
cases. And just line them all up. I think this makes about 8.
Well, we'll
6
see,
or
won't
8.
we? We shall see.
We shall see. I just like this guessing game. Don't I?
No comment. I repeat, no comment.
We should have a bet. Should we see how many it makes?
I already know.
6 or 8. Do you? Oh.
You forget I just edited this video. I just literally put this video together, so I know exactly.
You couldn't even have a little game with me. So you just want to fill these about just over halfway.
Right.
Just
That's
over
because of the
halfway.
rising. You don't want
Yeah.
to over rise.
So just dome straight to the top of the cupcake case.
That's the goal.
That's what you want it to do.
Here we go.
You don't want to overfill them. You don't want to underfill them. We just keep on filling it up. You're gonna let me into the secret now. How many you make?
No.
No.
You're going to see when everyone else sees.
Is it 7?
I'm not telling you.
And Twilight does fancy
You're not ruining the
No?
surprise.
Okay.
Have your bet. What was your bet?
Oh.
How many do you think it makes?
I think it's 8. 7.
Put your bets in the comments. How many do you think it's going to make?
Oh,
You having a little whiz around?
I am.
Do you think you've got an extra one in
I
there?
think I've got one more in there. I think so.
Oh, it's so hard to tell.
Is this? Oh, there we go. It's 8.
It is indeed.
Fantastic.
Très fantastique.
It is.
Our terrible French is not going to go down well.
No?
If there's any real French people listening, they're just going to laugh at us.
Probably.
Mind you don't have to be French to laugh at us, do you, Paul?
No, I think it could be any nationality and just laugh at us.
Equal opportunities laughing at us. That's it. Just panic about where to put the spoon and then put it on the side. That's always a good move. And here comes the spatula back in action to get all the bits off the side. You can't see it, but basically the spatula, because it's soft and because of its shape, is really good at getting all those little bits off the edge of the bowl.
It's my favourite thing to use when I'm baking. I love it because it just gets everything off the sides. That makes your life a whole lot easier.
It's great when you're doing American pancakes. I always misjudge how much I've got left at the end, so the last pancake always ends up being gigantic.
Yeah.
Because I scrape all the bits off.
Right, that's it. I think we're done. We're just going to get rid of them because we don't need them. And it's good to go.
And now if yours was slightly smaller or slightly bigger, or you made slightly more mixture or slightly less, you might not have exactly 8. That's okay.
That's fine.
Thumbs up.
That's why I always say
Ready to rumble.
roughly.
Show me that dough. Here
Show me
comes
the
the
money.
best zoom you've ever seen in your life. Oh, look at that. Absolutely
awful.
professional camera work there. Here we are, over by the oven.
Ready to go. Ready to rock and roll. Let's grab them. Stick them in the oven.
About 180, I think it is.
I think it is.
160. Check the recipe if you're worried about the temperature. And don't forget, if it's a fan assisted oven, reduce it a little bit.
Yeah. There you go.
There we
You
go.
can see they've rise.
So keep an eye on them. Don't leave them unattended. And when they've risen and you've got a few little cracks at the top, you know they're good to go. You can always
There you go. A nice golden brown on the top.
stick a little knife in or a little cake tester and see if they come out clean.
Yeah.
You've got that lovely golden brown look.
But they look good.
We didn't hit them with a wash or anything, did we?
No. No.
You could, couldn't you? If you really wanted to. No, not really, because of the shape. They wouldn't really do it. There you go. I think you are about to prove my point, in fact. You're just going to take them out.
I'm just going to take them out. I know that they're done.
Yeah.
They're done.
So, for any of you who are similarly minded to Georgia, you're not supposed to leave them in until they go black. That's not what you do. You keep an eye on them.
That's gone wrong.
That has gone very wrong.
But these look good. They tasted good. I think Farkas was a fan. In fact, I think he had all the cheesy pesto muffins.
Peter?
Yeah. I think if you did the green pesto with feta, I think that'd be nice. I think that'd be a shout.
There we go. Look at that glamour shot.
Nice little bit of butter on it. Beautiful.
We're about to see the buttered one in even more glory.
We are.
So you just cut that in half, didn't you? And then gave it a little bit of butter. Oh my goodness, look at that.
Beautiful.
Delicious.
Goes lovely with a bit of soup or stew.
Nothing better. And next week, I know we're a little bit late. We're going to be the day after, a couple of days after, but we're going to make Easter muffins.
We are.
Or Easter cupcakes? Are they?
Easter cupcakes.
Easter cupcakes. Isn't that exciting? Thank you all for tuning in.
Thank you, everyone.
And as always, send us your pictures if you do have a go, or send us a comment or a message, or just let us know you're alive.
Yeah.
You know, we want
Send
to
us some
talk to you.
pictures.
And if you burn your biscuits like Georgia, please send us a picture so we can shame you. All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.